Hey everyone, welcome back. We're playing some Diana SAMIRA today. This is a very unplayed archetype. I think it has like 130 games overall, but I happened to run across it on the Master Runeterra stats leaderboard, and I thought we'd give it a try. Obviously, SAMIRA is kind of a jack of all trades in pretty much every aggro-ish deck. We did try Diana the other day with Leona Diana, and I thought it felt really close to being a good deck, but it didn't quite fall our way in those games. So I was interested to see how this one played out. Obviously, with decks like this that only have 100 matches on them, there's still a lot of experimentation to be done, but this was a list that caught my eye. I saw some lists. I actually don't even remember the card name. I literally don't even remember seeing it before up until I saw this random deck. Thorned Blade, it was running 4 mana burst, given ally +5/+0. I thought that was a little eccentric. So we're running a different list, one that runs something like Elixir of Wrath, which I feel like the 3 mana difference for the only 2 power is much more worth it to run Elixir of Wrath. In an aggro deck like this, I don't feel like I want to be blowing 4 mana on one pump spell, just an offensive pump spell as well. So yeah, my thought process is Diana essentially acts as our extra 3 copies of SAMIRA. We have enough high end that having 2 powerful champions for low mana slot just seems to be the name of the game. Some other interesting choices, we're running 2 copies of the Darkened Lodestone. The other list that I mentioned that was running Thornblade as well was running 3 copies of Darkened Lodestone, so you could run the Lunari Cultist, which I thought was a little bit of an odd choice. With only 3 equipments, even if you are running all 3 copies of the Darkened Lodestone, I felt like that was just kind of irrelevant. You're not going to activate this all that often to get the gems, and I just don't think the upside is all that great, so I thought that was a little bit of an odd choice. Instead of the Lunari Cultist and the extra copy of Darkened Lodestone, we can fit in something like an extra copy of Cygnus at the top end, a copy of Moonlight Affliction, and the other list also didn't run Solari Soldier. We run an extra 3 copies of 1-drops here with the Solari Soldier, which I think is very nice, having the very consistent early game with these 8 1-drops, as well as the Solari Soldiers being a decent 1 mana 3/3 late in the game to activate your Nightfall. Moving into the mid-range, we have Lunari Shadestalker as a nice elusive threat, Crescent Guardian, and this deck does run 3 copies of Cloven Way. I think we talked about this a little last time I streamed that Diana Leona deck. So I'm excited to see how this one does. The stuns are very nice. I feel like this is a very interesting way to stop your opponent from really dominating the board, because you can get 2 stuns out of it. You can use it as a defensive stun because as the aggro deck you don't really want to be chump blocking or anything. And also stunning at the next round start is just so big. Like if your opponent plays a huge Viego that you can't deal with, being able to stun it out of the way for 2 rounds is pretty nice. 1 copy of Winding Light as well. I think we have a lot of early 1-drops that we should hopefully be able to finish off the game pretty consistently without having to rely on huge Winding Light turns. But it's obviously a very nice card to have there, at least as a 1-of. And obviously you can use Harazi as a nice win condition too with like your elusives, anything like that, your Overwhelm. Yeah, it looks like a pretty lean, tight deck. It doesn't have enough stats for me to say confidently that it's a good deck, but with the season ending soon, I thought we'd give it a go, see how it does. It does seem like a fun deck. I have always enjoyed the Nightfall archetype, and SAMIRA is just a good card. I'm interested to see if they nerf SAMIRA more, because I haven't kept up on all the water cooler talk, but I think the next update is for Eternal, right? And SAMIRA Seraphine, the last time I checked, was still the best deck in that format with like a 60% win rate and the most played deck. So I'd be shocked if SAMIRA doesn't get another nerf. So I'm interested to see if this deck even holds up in Standard afterwards. Although if the next tournament cycle's in Eternal, I'll probably shift to that as well. I've always liked Crescent Guardian. I just never felt like a fantastic card back when Nightfall was still around. I'll go Duskspring in case we draw a Nightfall card. But yeah, I always felt like opponents could easily deal with it, either with something like an Aftershock, whatever it may be. I think I'll get my extra 1-drop down here. Or just like an efficient trade. It just never seemed very durable. But it is obviously very powerful to get the extra damage through. But I felt like you could do more powerful things. That's actually a pretty nice card. I like Moondreamer. I don't know if you want to main deck it. What is this for? Hey Max, can only stay for one game, but I'm here for a moment to wish luck and big gains. Awesome, thank you. How's Baldur's Gate been? I see you've been playing that. I see you've been playing that a lot, right? I've heard it's pretty good. Why did they trade that Calista? Oh wow, they're in trouble now.
Take the shot or lose the chance.
You've played it a lot. I wonder what their plan here was. Why did they attack with this Calista if their only hope for a unit the following turn was a Portal Palooza? Obviously with 3 portals it's very unlikely that they don't hit any, but that's a little unfortunate for them. They're already down to 10 HP. That guy can die pretty easily. It's pretty interesting. We can just put a 6-wide board next turn. I guess it depends what followers they hit off of Portal Palooza. They're tapped out too, so it's okay that we're tapped out of Pale Cascade now that they've drawn this Conchologist. Next turn, how much mana will it? 6 mana? So I guess we start with... We could just go Dusk Petal Dust into 1 copy of Evershade Stalker and see what they do. Because they probably want to use both Flare and Pale Cascade this turn. Or for example, like a Hate Spike, we can't protect these 2 anyway. I kind of just want to take my attack here. What do they have for 4 mana that scares us? They can't play another Portal Palooza. That'd obviously be pretty bad. But if we go Evershade Stalker, they don't have any fearsome units on board except for Calista, but Calista is their only unit that can trade with our Cloven Way. I think I'm going to get a little aggressive here. Okay. So I'm going to attack here so they can't get the Calista level up very easily. Go here. Now do I keep up Pale Cascade? Or just pull something with SAMIRA? I feel like that's fine. We can just level up SAMIRA next turn too if they don't hate Spiker here. This is also just a very nice way to replenish our board on our next attack turn if we don't really draw much. Like hate Spike here could kill this. Okay, that's fine. Our SAMIRA's still around, and we can invoke, try to find something big. I guess if they have a Quietus right now. Okay, I'll just end the round. Whoa, that's actually really bad. That's so bad. Dang, we were actually pretty close to getting out of this, I thought. Wow. That's a big swing. I don't think we're dying this turn, but how are we beating them next turn? We could use Diana Overwhelm next turn. Like, I could just start here as a blocker. I don't need the Nightfall effect. I was literally just going to say, because in case it's something like Great Beyond, We can just play Lunar Duskbringer to cheapen its cost next turn and then try to finish off the game that way. I guess we just have to make sure we're not dying. Oh wow, that's really good. I like that. That's cool. Calista Nora. I might check this out. Okay. I'll just block the little dude over here. Go down to 4. I don't think we can play Pale Cascade. Because if we go Pale Cascade and then play Duskbringer, that leaves us with 8 mana next turn, so we can't play the Great Beyond. Oh wait, no, Great Beyond's not a Nightfall card. What the heck am I talking about? Oopsies. Okay. Well, now that feels a little sad. I could if I just played Overwhelm into Moondreamer. Oopsies. Wow, I don't know why that took me so long to recognize. So in that case, I can just go here. I guess I can just go like this and see what's up. Does this accomplish anything? Putting the extra 1 life total. I guess it's not gonna make much of a difference. Maybe it will. I'm gonna go down to 4. I don't think it matters. I don't want to put her into range of like a group shot or something or a pie toss. I will keep up Pale Cascade though. I'd obviously feel a lot more comfortable just skipping that attack as well. If they didn't gain the 5 life from the Darkwater Scourge, that was pretty bad. Oh, that's interesting. They have a ton of portals though. If they have a Nora here, okay. Some of their portals could get the huge buff. Where's our flare? I don't remember where our flare went.
Find your path in the dark and follow no false light.
They still only have 2 fearsome blockers.
Silver sliver glow and grow. Crack their bones, see what's inside. Cut them, kill them. More, no more lies.
If I pull with this, our SAMIRA can't die unless they have a pump spell somewhere.
Your heretic.
And they have to block, because if they skip it, even at 1 HP, we could just play the flare. So they're forced to block. Oh, okay, well, I guess this represents Pale Cascade, but I guess I should have used the Overwhelm Fragment, huh? Okay. So I don't think this 3 damage does much. Puts him down to 4. The flare's down to 3. Okay. Oh, that's pretty interesting. They have a pretty cool deck. I like this. Hey, Chaz. Oh, shoot. I like that too. That's pretty good. We have a Great Beyond coming. We can just save the Overwhelm for him.
Join the hunters, they said.
Oh, man.
The mountain knows me.
They're playing our own game. Okay, what if I just rally and kill Calista?
Blink and you'll miss me.
Oh wait, we're so dead.
Try to keep up.
I don't think there's anything we can do here.
No problem.
Man, it's Sunny's deck? Oh, interesting. I like it. Very cool. Condense condense our own Moondreamer into a Traveler, into the Serpent. Very cool. I still think we kind of got robbed with that Dark Water Scourge. Because if they would have been at 2 HP, we could have played Elixir of Wrath plus the Damage Flare last turn, and that would have been lethal. Very cool game though. That was actually a pretty fun game. And like Calista reviving the Junk construct, pretty snazzy. I like it. I've been playing a lot off stream too, and I've literally been hovering between 90 and 120 LP, no matter what deck I've been playing. So hopefully this one helps us break through. GG Max, see you around. Have fun, wherever you're going. Oh, awesome. Have fun. Alright, Blade Squire Shadestalker seems good. Samira obviously seems good too, but I'm thinking specifically Shadestalker is nice because she doesn't die to Tentacle Smash on her own. Like, they'd have to have other tentacles. Elixir of Wrath's also interesting. Can give our Samira. Yeah, I'll go Duskspring here because I'm not going to want to play Samira on turn 2, I don't think. If they pass here and they just have 3 mana up for Tentacle Smash. And I guess depending on what they do, we can go Shadestalker this turn into Samira. I think I do want to be aggressive here.
Temperamental as moonlight, invisible to the ignorant.
Nothing on turn 2 either. Oh, jeepers. Well, now we can get really aggressive. I think this is fine. If they have a Make It Rain, it looks pretty sad. What's the best upside play here? Samira kills nothing. Like, if they play the Sea's Voice, it could at least put damage on a Tentacle Totem thing, but they would have played that by now. Just a Tentacle Smash? Riptide Sermon? Ooh, that'd be pretty bad. I'm just gonna play the Blade Squire. Blade Squire into Shadestalker here. Because Make It Rain's not that awful. It kills our 2 dudes. But, sorry, some guy just went speeding outside the house. But the road is pretty far away, so the fact that I heard it so loudly was a little bit worrisome. I'm just gonna play Shadestalker here. I don't think I'm gonna try to bait them into blocking one of my X1s and then try using an Elixir of Wrath just on the Sea's Voice here. I think we let that go. I figure what would be pretty good. Okay. Yeah, using a Tentacle Smash here is so fine for us because the Tentacle still dies. Like, it saves them 2 HP, but like I said, I probably wasn't going to attack with those 2 units there anyways. Maybe you should. Like, maybe I should go like this so it makes it so our Samira can attack into her next turn. Maybe that's fine. But the fact that they use that Tentacle Smash on anything besides our Samira or Diana, I'm pretty happy with that. The Elusives seem like they'll be pretty hard targets too. I'll probably develop Samira this turn. Okay, now I definitely will.
Don't ask for permission or forgiveness.
Because Samira can kill the Tentacle next turn, or the other Sea's Voice. And I can put Pale Cascade here.
Hide no longer.
And as long as we open next turn, they shouldn't be able to add to their Tentacle, like with an Eye of Noctoberus or anything. I think this is a fine trade to try to get rid of the Sea's Voice there, even though it's putting our Shadestalker to 1. And I'm very tempted to open attack here. I think we get really roasted by a pirouette or an Eye of Nagakoboros in some sense. Eye of Nagakoboros isn't the worst thing. It just means our SAMIRA can't go after it. But I feel like I'd rather just take my attack. Do I want to do that? I don't know. The tentacle might get out of hand if we don't kill it, though. And if we go, like, Flare Challenger into Crescent Guardian, I guess they can only stop one with the pirouette. Like, they killed our Shade Stalker, but they can only stun one of the others, so they'd have to decide whether they want to take the overwhelm damage or keep their tentacle / Seize Voice alive. Okay. I think that's a reasonable exchange. I'm still debating whether or not I should have just gone after the tentacle or not, because if the tentacle gets crazy big, we do have a Moonlight Affliction or a Cloven way to kind of deal with it.
You move wrong.
Okay. I'm pretty happy to see no Illaoi there either. Ooh. That's pretty nasty. I'm probably just gonna... Ah, that's actually pretty good. Okay. I'll just drop a Cloven Way here. I'm gonna use the Fragment as my Nightfall activator. And this is why I like Cloven Way. It's an interesting card. Stuns it defensively here so we don't take the damage. And makes sure their Tentacle, which is such a key part of their deck, can't block next turn either. That's pretty big. Okay. So here's the interesting part. We don't have lethal if they have another stun. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. I was literally going to say, because if we go Elixir of Wrath as our Nightfall activator, and then play Cygnus, they already know where our most damage is coming from, and Cygnus wouldn't be lethal. Oh, that's pretty bad. I think that's game. So I can go here. We have lethal with the elusives. Plus Elixir of Wrath could even trade with the Leviathan. Cygnus coming in clutch. What a cool card, man. I don't know. Cygnus is always pretty cool. Not bad. That was a pretty good game. The Shade Stalkers put in some serious work. I think they did like, what, 8 to 10 damage or so? Just in those two alone? Maybe not quite as much, but that felt like they got in some good hits. I didn't actually count. Okay, this one seems like a tough one. Alright, well... Solar Soldier turn 1 is a ton of damage that they don't have a great answer to. But if we go Solar Soldier turn 1, SAMIRA turn 2, we can't activate Crescent Guardian on turn 3. We can go Solar Soldier on 1, Blade Squire turn 2, but then what do we activate Crescent Guardian with? Maybe I'll just try to be lean and mean. Make everything difficult for them. I kind of like the Crescent Guardian. It's just such a big chunky creature. I guess it gets hit by Aftershock. I'll just ditch it for now. I'll try to find like Shade Stalker. I guess also gets hit by Aftershock. I imagine they run Caustic Riff, so that's one reason to get rid of our X1s. I like that. I'm gonna go SAMIRA here, see what they do. Because even if they kill SAMIRA, we can just use the Flare to activate Diana next turn. Some fumes, okay. I'd love another one drop off the top here for Diana. We can go one drop Diana instead of just Flare Diana. It's also pretty good. But I think I'm gonna go Diana, because we still don't have a protection spell. So if they kill anything, I'd rather it be one of our Dianas. They could also have Pit Professional here. That'd be pretty bad. But we could just pass and develop one more next turn into our serious threats. Like next turn we could go SAMIRA, Shadestalker, and then on turn 5 go Flare, Cloven Way. That's pretty nasty. That's actually a really good curve. That's pretty nasty too. Now we don't have to waste a Flare. Turn 5 we can go... We can go Soldier, Cloven Way. Or we can go Flare, Cloven Way. That seems pretty good too. Unspeakable Horror would be a nice card too. I miss that one a lot. I'll drop SAMIRA. They still seem like they're going to have problems getting rid of all of our X2s. Costagriff is obviously like one of the best cards against aggro decks usually. This is literally one of my favorite cards in the game. I don't know why I love this artwork so much. Aftershock. Cool. Well, now we don't care about the Flare. Next turn I'll just go Soldier, Cloven Way. We can go Soldier, Cloven Way onto Acorn, and it'll stun him for next round as well. But I wonder if they'll just chump block with him if we attack with a Shadestalker. Like if they play like a set here, I'll just stun the set for this round and just push a ton of damage. Or Seraphine.
I got this.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stun Seraphine and pull Acorn with Diana. Sure. I don't really like stunning Seraphine because I don't want to block with her. But this way, I don't want to attack and put Diana down to 1. I guess that doesn't matter though, because she's not leveling anytime soon. Not this turn at least. Maybe I just stun Acorn. I'll just stun Acorn. I'll see what they do here. Because if they block Diana, they're not saving that much life total. Or if I pulled Seraphine, excuse me.
My patience wanes.
Like, I think this is fine. Our Diana isn't the most valuable card in the world at this point. It gives them a reason to play Costagriff afterwards, but I don't think that matters. I'm just going to try to push as much damage as possible. A Mystic Shot only stops Soldier as well. I don't think that's great for them. Like, it saves damage, obviously, which is the most important part for them. But we pretty much have lethal if one unit ever connects, because we can go Flare for 1 damage, Elixir of Wrath for an additional 3 damage. But now we can go Lunari Shadestalker just as a flat 2-3 if we want, plus Cloven Way for another stun. Or we can just go Flare plus 1 of them, which I'm not convinced is great. We can cast Flare whenever we want. I'm probably just going to go 2-3 plus Cloven Way. Oh, interesting. Okay. Double Costagriff does cause problems. But again, we have so many units
Deny our light.
that this should be lethal. This guy is overwhelmed as well. They hopefully won't have any good blockers. And Seraphine might level if they have like a sputtering song spinner next turn. I guess no. I guess if this is a new spell, they'd only need 2 more. Because they could have High Note now. High Note could go ping 2 damage here, 1 damage here, plus Costa Griff, and we feel pretty wiped.
Shoot, I'm late.
What? Are you mad?
Think I got a beat.
What's this for? Yeah, I guess so. Ah, I fell for it. Yeah, okay. They got me. Oh, well, whatever. I was sacrificing an X1 that was dying to Caustic Griff anyways. That's actually pretty funny. That's funny. Okay. Rats, no Nightfall effect to activate this dude. That's actually kind of sad.
Whatever the cost.
Whatever the cost. Cool card. We just need one of these 3 units to live. We have so much damage in hand. Where's Doombeast and Unspeakable Horror when you need them? Those are cool cards. Wait a second. Wait a second. I was gonna say what? Wait a patty flipping second. Isn't that a line from SpongeBob? I used to say that all the time. Where's the flight? Isn't the flight in standard and we're not playing him in a Nightfall deck? Are you kidding me? Honestly though, X1s, it's really hard to run valuable X1s in the current meta. There's Pie Toss, Caustic Griff, High Note even has like that second trigger occasionally. Quietus. It just feels so hard to sneak in valuable X1s. But the flight is literally one of my favorite design cards. Which I don't even know if it's all that special, but it's always just resonated with me so much. Ooh, that's so bad for them. Okay, that should be game. Because since this isn't burst speed anymore, thankfully, if they played like a 1 mana spell plus refill coin for 4 mana, all of a sudden we're in a lot of trouble. But thankfully, this is focus speed now. So we just need 1 unit to hit.
Sing with me.
You can go kill here, kill here.
That was great. Now let's really bring it.
I'll show him what we have just to show him. But I think we're good. Coming in clutch with the early aggro here. This is pretty much the only way for aggro to beat Seraphine, right? You really have to beat her before they flip. Which I guess is one reason to run these kind of more aggressive decks. A lot of those decks I feel it's so hard to beat them in a late game. I used to feel like with Nightfall you could really grind out opponents because you did have powerful plays with like once Diana got leveled and you started triggering her multiple times a turn. Nocturne's big attacks, you had the Winding Light. And eventually you just burn them out with things like Doombeast and Unspeakable Horror. The Flight chipping in a few damage here or there. But now it's like, you get to late game, everything's just so much more powerful than you. Obviously we are missing quite a few of those key pieces, which is why it seems pretty decent to have this low to the ground effect. Interesting keep here, huh? Dark Lodestone, should we keep it just to mess with it? We haven't drawn it yet. I'll see what it's like. I don't know how much I love it in this matchup, but because Quietus is a thing, which makes it a little sad. But we haven't drawn it yet. I kind of want to try it out. So I'll just pass on turn 2 if they don't do anything. Open turn 3 with Dark and Lodestone into Diana. But Diana is only killing like their Ceaseless or Undying Sentries. Is that what it's called? Ceaseless Sentry? Are those 2 real cards? Ceaseless Sentry and Undying Sentry? I don't think they're both cards. Which one is it? Because it's Avarosan Sentry is the original. I don't know. Anyways, so we can go pass on turn 2, and then to turn 3 we can use Dark and Lodestone to activate Nightfall for Diana. Oh yeah, and obviously, what am I saying? Because of the Dark and Lodestone, she actually can kill something like the Rockbear Shepherd, if they don't have a Quietus. But imagine if we go turn 2 Dark and Lodestone, or excuse me, turn 3 Dark and Lodestone, they'll start with a Quietus before we play Diana, so hopefully Diana will live. Or we could just go Dark and Lodestone turn 3. If they kill, or if they go Quietus, then we can just go Crescent Guardian. Oh, that's actually big too, because now that protects our Diana from a Soul Harvest or a Quietus. Aha.
By the moon's crescent blade.
Nice. Okay, I think that was fairly well played. Again, starting from the start, I probably wouldn't keep Dark and Lodestone in this matchup simply because of a card like Quietus. But given the situation we did have, I feel like that ended up working out alright, playing around the Soul Harvest with the Elixir of Wrath. That was pretty good. We got in some good damage. It's only turn 3. Now all we need is Nightfall activation to get our Crescent Guardian and Cloven way. Okay, I like that.
See the world from behind a basilisk.
Nobody's pulling your tail while I'm around.
Arise in our time of need.
One more 1-drop. One more 1-drop. Oh, that's actually pretty good though. It won't activate our Diana, but I'll take it. I'm thinking we just pull the Rockbear Shepherd with SAMIRA. Because this is their best blocker for saving health against the Crescent Guardian. They take 4 damage if they block here. And Diana can block or attack here even without the Challenger. And if they have Hate Spike, that's their best play. Wait, that's just a game then. They have to have... I don't... what's the healing card? Like the 5-mana Piercing Darkness, but I don't think they run that. Awesome! Wow! Turn 5, Vault of Helia. Beat it down. Let's go. That was impressive.
Too easy. Where was the danger?
I guess that really shows that value of that one turn where we had that Elixir of Wrath ready for Diana. That was pretty big. Very tricky. I think that should be a tough matchup a lot of times. Because the Vault of Helia deck, I don't know, I've struggled because doesn't the Vault of Helia deck have a pretty bad matchup into most aggro decks? But I feel like they have the tools for close games. Things like Quietus, Soul Harvest. When they get Vagar, they get the Darkness, which can pick off a key unit like a SAMIRA. But I think blowing out that Soul Harvest was really, really big for us because it added an extra 5 damage that turn, and they were just never able to kill Diana. Okay, Jarvan Gnar. Oh, I'm really tempted to keep this again because stats are pretty important in a matchup like this. Let's go for it. I want to look for 1-drops though. Okay, that's also fine. Ooh, okay, very nice.
We were peaceful once.
It's our time.
What a cool card. I love this deck. This is very cool. Yeah, I'll pass. No, wait, I don't need to pass. Do I want to pass? Because next turn we'll have... Could be a Champion Strike deck. Yeah, that'd be really bad. That's pretty much our worst nightmare. I'm just worried that the freezes will slow us down so much that eventually they just rip a Champion Strength. Next turn we'll have 5 mana. Diana will cost 2. Plus 2. We're gonna do this. We'll have 3 mana. I think I want to get Dark and Lodestone down next turn. But this guy also has Challenger. Because I don't want them to... I'll just pass. I don't want to run Diana into a freeze into the Petricite Broadwing.
Her flowers bring the moonlight with them. Find your own light within the darkness.
Yours is a light I cherish, Moon Sister.
Okay. They tapped below any... I guess not. They didn't tap below Elixir of Iron. But if they have Elixir of Iron, Diana's quick attack hits first, putting it down to 2 HP. So when it swings back, it doesn't kill
Night descends.
Diana.
I will be heard.
I wonder if they'll take this block. They don't. Which I'm happy with. I'd rather push the damage. And I can just take this attack. I don't really care about blocking this. So I'm pretty happy to push the extra 3 damage there. Because we can just kill this with a SAMIRA or a Diana later on too. That's a little more annoying. I'm probably just gonna open attack next turn, right? So I'll just go Shadestalker, or oops, sorry, that was almost really bad. I'll go SAMIRA into Shadestalker, and then open attack with Flare Challenger plus Pale Cascade. And we can kill both the units with Challengers. So we have to be careful of Harsh Winds. By being careful, I mean run it down mid. Who cares if they have Harsh Winds, because we can't do anything else about it. Top deck Elixir of Iron, or Elixir of Wrath would be really good here. Oh right, I forgot Nora would transform, so he's actually kind of chunky. Oh, hold on, do we win if we go Flare for damage plus Moonlight Affliction? Again, that dies to Harsh Winds. But Harsh Winds wouldn't kill our units. I'll start here. Yeah, I'm terrified about Harsh Winds, man. So maybe who cares? Maybe I just go Rune Squire.
Good steel and a good future.
That means we can try to push damage even through a Harsh Winds. I guess I can go like this.
Rune weaving is.
Diana is actually pretty close to getting chunky. I think SAMIRA might be a little bit harder to level up. So I'm gonna go like this. And buff my elusive.
No more lies.
I don't think it's worth trying to level up SAMIRA here. If they have Harsh Winds or any kind of freeze.
Cloaked.
Now, if this resolves, I'm pretty happy. Even if SAMIRA dies, we push a ton of damage. I don't know what our opponent was emoting us about, though. Maybe they were just trying to mind game us even harder into thinking they had Harsh Winds. They're gonna do a lot of damage, too. Oh, that was such a good draw. That's not good. Okay, I don't like that. We can't kill Jarvan if we go Moonlight Affliction. Like Flare Moonlight Affliction. So I'm just gonna let this go. And then what? They still have a Nara attacking. And a Jarvan. We'd have to chump block one of them. Or we can just pass after playing Slaughter Soldier. That doesn't seem great. I think I'll let this go because they can't attack with Jarvan through the Cloven Way.
A new phase awaits. Sisters.
So I can go like this, deal 1, Cloven Way.
They tried to blind me with resplendence.
This means we can't activate
They could not break me.
Widening Light next turn unless we top deck. I guess Heaven's Aligned, or Targodian Telstones, or an Elixir of Wrath. We can also just go Harazi on our Overwhelm. Okay. I think this is looking like a Harazi turn. We don't have enough mana. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Okay. Well, we can just go Slaughter Soldier, Samira, Moonlight Affliction.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics.
Take the shot or lose the chance. No problem.
That's a lot of damage. Harsh Winds would only save 7. Alright, good game. This deck feels spicy. It has some pretty powerful turns. This is the highest I've been all season. Who would have thought it'd be with Diana, too? Still pretty low on leaderboards. I feel like this is probably not the best Samira deck. Like, you'd probably just rather play either Samira Fizz, Samira Jax. But it's a heck of a lot of fun so far. Also, why isn't the Flight in our deck? I need to figure this out. I could have sworn the Flight was in Standard. I don't know if we keep double one-drop when this one-drop also activates as acts as our Nightfall effect activator. Cheapers, I really stumbled through that sentence. Okay. Well, we can see what our opponent does on turn 2. I'd like to get Diana down. I don't think that's particularly relevant though. The only unit they'd have that we'd want to kill would be the Glory Seeker, but that gets roasted if they have a Brittle Steel. Same thing with even like a... I guess not. I don't know. Maybe it's worth just... What are we doing with Diana though? Like, she's not killing anything crazy. I'd rather just push the 5 damage, right? Because if they have the Glory Seeker, it can't block, so we're pushing a butt ton of damage.
Patient, cautious, and quiet. This is our vein.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting that one. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't know how much I've ever actually played this card, but I think the artwork is really fun. And if they waste a Brittle Steel here, I'm also pretty okay with that. Because both of our champions, like 6 copies, are 2 health, or yeah, 2 power units, 2 health units.
We will be free.
And even their champions are very low health. So wasting an Elixir of Iron there, I think we're okay with that. Now I do want to work on Diana's level up. I just didn't think last turn would change the efficiency. I don't know if I've ever played an Udyr game, actually.
Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
And if they pass here, we're still okay, because we can still drop both of these next turn. Oh, that's actually a pretty good job, too.
Cold and unforgiving as moonlight.
Reckoning? Oh no, it's only a 5-mana card, isn't it? But Crescent Guardian beats that. No, it doesn't beat it. But it keeps one unit alive. Interesting, huh? Do we play around Reckoning?
Night descends. Face your heretic.
There's no way they have Reckoning, right?
Come, a new phase awaits.
I don't think I care if they have Reckoning. We have a Diana and a Cygnus in hand. I'm going for it. Oh, Reckoning's 7 mana?
Only the finest.
Is that what it was? Interesting. Okay. Interesting. See, it's been so long since those nerfs. I didn't even think about that. Elixir of Wrath feels... Or not, sorry. Brittle Steel feels really bad on Crescent Guardian here. But they'd still be taking 6 damage, so I think we can deal with it.
See what you've got.
Okay, no freeze. Pretty good. Yeah, that's so funny. It's been so long since the Ashe nerfs. With like the reduced power of 5 enemies. Crescent Guardian? I don't know if I want to pass here. Yeah, passing here feels kind of bad, doesn't it? Should I just play Cygnus? As a 5/3 elusive. And then next turn we can like blank Pale Cascade plus a Crescent Guardian? That doesn't seem great. What are we trying to do here? Maybe I should just pass and go... Maybe I should just pass. Because I can go... Yeah, okay, this is fine. I think I will chump block here. No, I don't need to. I don't need to. The 2 damage might be pretty valuable. They haven't showcased any Brittle Steels yet, so our little guys might actually deal some serious damage. I'll just replay Diana plus Crescent Guardian here, and hope we draw something to activate Cygnus. I was thinking about chump blocking as a way to get Reforge as a Nightfall activator, but I don't know if that was worth it. One of the little Dusk Petal Dusks would be pretty nasty here. Alright, if I just open attack, Harsh Winds goes freeze, freeze, block, we only push 4. We develop, they go Reckoning. We feel really bad. It's 7 mana. It's exactly 7 mana. Awkward, awkward, awkward. I'm going to act as if they do have Harsh Winds. If they have Harsh Winds, then we're not doing any damage on the open attack. I'm just going to hope they don't have Reckoning.
A blood moon hails the sun's demise.
This is probably it, though. If we don't win here, it's probably going to be pretty hard for us to come out on top. Huh. I guess that is one issue with just drawing so many of our early cards. Like, these guys haven't been able to provide us much late game value. To the point where now it's kind of do or die this turn. They went below Harsh Winds though.
This is our homeland. Tread carefully.
A freeze keeps them alive. Ooh. Okay. So we win with a SAMIRA top deck. SAMIRA top deck, I guess, is about it. That's our only burnt damage. But they're at 1. We just need one damage next turn.
History forgets, but the Black Rose remembers.
These stories were true.
We can't take all of this damage. We'd have to chump block at least 1. But they can't rally now with like the Trifarian rally dude, because that gives us at least 2 actions next turn. When we go Elixir of Wrath into Winding Light, then they rally, then we take our attack. We can still just draw SAMIRA. That'd be the most convenient way to do this. Very, very stress-free. Ooh, that's pretty big. Okay. Well, now we know they're tapped out, so we can take our trades if they are willing.
Today we fight as one. Is that all you got?
So much damage, jeepers. Okay. I will just let this go because I do want 2 threats. And I'm just going to hope one of these gives us Reforge to play on our Winding Light next turn. Nice.
The Black Rose blooms once more.
And we're protected from Reckoning. Harsh Winds. Harsh Winds. Maybe we're not okay. Just please give us a SAMIRA. That'd be the easiest way to do this. Okay. If we go Harazi, and then they'd have to have 2 freezes. Ah, what do we do? I think Harazi's the way out of this, because we go Harazi, they'd have to have 2 freezes. Whereas they'd only need 1 Harsh Winds to stop our Winding Light play. But if we go Harazi, I don't know. I don't think they have the 2 freezes. We can give Overwhelm, Quick Attack, and Elixir of Wrath. I don't know what they can do here except for 2 freezes. I think that's their only way out of this. And we can spam all 3 of these, which is actually kind of crazy. Literally like our own little Pantheon soup here. We go Overwhelm, Quick Attack, and the +3/+0 Spell Shield. That's pretty nasty. Ah, I really hope we sneak this one out. This deck's been doing so well for us. Okay, that's not gonna be it. That's gonna be enough. They'd have to have 2 main deck flash freezes right now, but once it flips, we can go Quick Attack. Or we're just like playing Riven Pantheon. What is this? GG. Holy smokes, wild game. That was pretty cool. Dang! Holy cow! We roasted him today! I don't think we lost a single game, did we? We beat, like, all manners of decks. This is definitely the highest I've been all season. I've pretty much been floating around 100 to 120. Oh, still not top 1000. Well played. That was awesome. That was a cool deck. Like I said, this deck has not seen much play at all. This current deck list I'm playing had 12 matches entering today. Or during the stream. Overall, last 3 days, this deck had 177 matches total, but a 53% win rate. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. That was pretty sick. Let's see if the flight's in standard. I feel like it is, but I guess not, huh? Maybe it was so long ago. Yeah, I guess I was playing Eternal when I did that. Wow, that feels like crazy. Yeah, no mistakes today. No throwaway games, yeah. Jeepers. That was fun. That was a good one. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't have... tomorrow's my last day of work, so I'll be free for the next few days to snag some long streams. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I appreciated that. I've had a lot of fun with some of the different SAMIRA decks. SAMIRA Annie especially was really fun. SAMIRA Varus. I didn't do super great with Fizz SAMIRA. But yeah, SAMIRA Diana. Maybe that's the spice for the final day or two. I felt like we actually had some pretty okay late game plans. Like the elusive damage, Winding Light, Harazi. There's some flexible ways to approach the end game. Some other copies I saw played Falling Star. Not a fan. I feel like this is just so reactive. In an aggro deck, you want to get rid of the units like before you attack, or like you don't want to have to take a baggage trade just to activate the Falling Star. Other cards were... What were the other cards here? Wandering Shepherd as an extra way to activate Lunari Cultist. But I don't feel like you want to be running the Lunari Cultist Wandering Shepherd package as much. I was a pretty big fan of how this felt. Did we even draw single Targonian Tellstones? We do run all 3 copies of those. You can either use those as defensive hushes, or offensive hushes, I guess. Blessing of Targon, or invokes to find late game win conditions. That's also a pretty interesting way to find your late game. And what were the other cards here? I guess that was it. You could also run Might for the overwhelm, I guess, but I don't know if that's necessary. You already, as we saw, dealt a lot of damage. And since we're running 2 copies of Blade Squire and 1 copy of Rune Squire, you might just hit the Overwhelm Reforge that way as well. I don't know. That felt pretty clean. I was a big fan of that deck. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are playing as the season finishes up. I'm excited for the patch to see what's up. If you're on YouTube, come say hi on Twitch. I always upload these streams afterwards. And if you're on Twitch, you can check out the YouTube in case you missed one. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And I'll catch you next time.